Rhino!
Oh my god. So, we are going to do issue 51, which I don't know if you guys caught last time. Kelly read 50 and 51 in Spanish because he doesn't have his companions.
Yes.
Yeah, read. We're going to use the loose bunny ears, air quotes, whatever you want to call him. He read.
Sorta, kinda.
Yeah. Which is kind of, par for the course of this show. It's just always something. So.
Yeah, it has not been a well-oiled machine. So just speaking of that well-oiled machines, are you getting the occasional burst of like really strong feedback or not?
No feedback, but like occasionally your microphone gets really loud and then just
Yeah.
sort of normal and okay.
All right, so I'm gonna have to remain stationary during the show because
Don't move your head.
I can't move.
Ah,
This is awesome.
is that what we're calling it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So issue 51.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, now I have something in my throat, so I'm going to cough really loud right in the mic and just scare the
That'll-
pants off of everybody. Be great.
Yeah, and cool cover. We've got got a couple of hands, kind of saying, "I believe."
Sorry. I couldn't help it. That's horrible. Oh my God. Excuse me.
Just a little tip for you: because both Jeans and I have been reduced to using the microphones on our headphones for this show, so apologies for that. But just a little tip for you in the future: this doesn't sound very good.
Probably sounds better than the cough I made.
That's possible. Right. That's possible. You can. This one, we're not live on this one, right?
Debatable. Yeah. No, I can put something over that.
Yeah, you can mask that through your video wizard because you're using Windows 10, so you can probably do everything with video now.
Yeah, I can just do all the things. Cool. All right. Beginning of the issue.
Yes.
I'm gonna do my best Chris Hardwick does Rick impression, which is "Feed me, Carl."
So that's you being Chris Hardwick being
Rick. Yeah.
Good to know. Good to know. I needed that to kind of clarify. Yeah, but before that, you had the Plan 9 from outer space, night, day, because they were trying to show the passage of time, I assume. They've been at the house a few days, so they had the
Rick's
house
out for a while. Yeah.
The house going and varying. It's dark, it's light. It's kind of like what you would see in Plan 9 in a single scene. As a car drives down the road, it's day, it's night, it's day, it's night. But then it's "Feed me, Carl."
I think he tells him to get off of the sofa and feed him. Like, why don't you make me some dinner?
And Carl is teeny in this episode. He's like about 2 inches tall.
He's little. Yeah.
Really?
And it really is, as we discussed in the last episode. It's really so different from TV, because it's like The Walking Dead for Carl is a bit like the Harry Potter movies for Harry. I mean, like, he just grew up so quickly, trying to make some of this stuff fit, I think, on television is not necessarily going to work as well, because Carl in the comic is like 8. He's like I don't know, what is that, 3rd grade? 2nd, 3rd, 4th, somewhere in that bracket.
Yep. Yeah.
And he's like approaching, in the show, he's approaching more like, high school.
Yeah, and I can't remember the details exactly, but there was some bone you could break that could sometimes stunt your growth. That it was like the way the body worked. Oh, if you broke this bone, it kind of just stalls you out on growth. And I don't know why they didn't do that to Chandler Riggs. It's to figure out. I think it might have been the tibia or something, but just kind of bust it and kind of freeze them. But they chose not to.
Yeah.
Now he looks like a member of Hanson.
He does. I just want to hold him down and shave his head all the time. All the time.
He could use a trim. Me and Daryl, he's
Moppy.
Very.
Well, yeah, but to be fair, Daryl also needs a shower.
Yeah. For about.
Daryl, I'd settle for Daryl's hair if he would just get some shampoo. Anyway, all right, we'll let it go. So there's a lot of green beans mentioned again.
Yep.
Canned green beans that nobody really wants to eat.
Yep.
So they decide they're going to go kind of like foraging and stuff.
Pretty unsuccessfully.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they did, and I think we forgot to mention it last show. The guy that they didn't make sure, is that right, or is that this episode? I think that's right. Oh, it is this one. Never mind. Shut up. I'll shut up. I'm confused now.
You stop talking. No, you stop talking.
Yeah. Never mind. Spoiler. Something's coming up. Yes, they go out initially to forage and are unsuccessful. And who knows? Maybe something's going to happen where they're slightly more successful soon. We'll just have to wait and find out. I speed read this in Spanish. I'm discombobulated.
I have like 5 lines worth of notes. You can't rely on me for dialogue, man.
Yep.
All right.
But yeah, so they forage very, very unsuccessfully.
Right.
But then the telephone rings.
Yeah. It does.
Now does Carl hear it or just Rick? Because it wasn't clear to me in the Spanish version.
I don't think
Can't imagine Carl did
hears
hear
it. No, I don't think Carl hears it.
But Rick picks up the phone and chatting with the survivor.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus on a bicycle. It goes on forever. This conversation with him and the survivor just goes on and on, and nothing fantastic comes out of any of it. There's nothing revolutionary that comes out of this conversation. Just sort of like, well, I don't know if I can trust people. I'm talking to you on the phone, so maybe I trust you. Well, I think you should trust me and my kid. Well, I don't know.
People trust. Yeah. I don't know. What are you doing? I don't know. What are you doing? You know.
No, you hang up. No, you hang up. Yeah. I'm just like, oh my god. And it just went on and on and on. A whole like conversation about nothing. It was like the Seinfeld show and on the phone. Rick just went on and on about nothing.
Yep. And you would think given that length of time having a conversation.
Yeah.
That if there was anything to be recognized, some familiar tone or phrasing during that 2-hour conversation, that Rick might have picked up on something, but he didn't. They just talked and talked and talked.
Yeah.
And then, and by the way, some of the ugliest Rick faces ever in this issue.
I'll agree with that.
Just some ones is like, wow, that was like a really bad high school picture or something. It's like class photo Rick. It's like, it's not good. Yeah, just some really bad. I mean, a couple of them.
Yeah. More than one in a row.
Yep.
So they go back out.
Yep. Nope, I just had bad Rick faces in my notes.
That's accurate.
Multiple.
I'll stand by that. Yeah, no, I'll stand by that. That's accurate. Yeah, he makes some doozies.
Yes. But then they do go back out to given their skills at foraging, and
they're hunting.
They come across a gentleman in distress again. Just as we talked about last issue, this is another pretty faithfully recreated moment.
Mm-hmm.
In the timeline, I think it's in a different place.
Right.
But the actual kind of event is very similar, down to the guy's general appearance and fate. and so he kind of gets chomped up. Carl wants to save him. Rick says he's gone, and they happen to come across. This is what I wanted to get out so desperately earlier, that apparently this guy had. He'd stocked up, and he had a car nearby with some goodies in it.
Right.
So while they can't really forage for crap, they look out here because
They can steal it from a dead guy.
somebody who is successful at foraging is now dead,
Yeah.
and so they can take it. So
Wait, son, we need the beans. Yeah. So
playing a long game.
that was a horrific death too. I do want to mention that was one of the more graphic, up close. Like the guy's eyelid is like, meh, yeah, it's in someone's teeth. It's really gross.
Yeah. He did not.
Ugh.
It was not good for him.
No. And then, so they have their stuff that they stole from the dead guy, and they go back to the house, and he gets back on the phone.
How are you?
What you doing? I don't know. What are you doing?
You're not gonna hang over.
I'm talking to you.
We took a long time last night.
Why don't you give me your phone number? I don't know.
And,
Oh my god.
and then this totally, I have no idea who this person is by their voice, informs Rick of a key piece of information, which is
It's Lori.
no.
Yeah.
Another ugly Rick face.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and I love the fact that he's like, "Is this real?" And she's like, no." she's like,
moron.
ass. I know exactly. Like, really? Pretty sure you saw me dead. Just saying.
Yeah. So he
Here.
then he crawls across the floor because he just couldn't. It had to be that humiliating for him to crawl across the floor.
No,
to
I mean, if you
unplug.
think about it, like he's on the phone. Like Carl comes in. Oh, I didn't know you were on the phone, Dad. Like
Sorry.
you walked
Perdone, Papa, as I remember. In
Perdone, Papa.
But so Rick unplugs and what apparently is quite a powerfully connected phone jack, and it's like ka-chunk comes out, and then there's like a beat and a beat and a beat, and he's like, "You there?" And then dunk dunk, and then yes, I'm still there. So now we've pretty much established.
So the fact that that the voice in his head told him that it wasn't real wasn't enough. He wanted to pull the phone out of the wall just to make sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now he knows. Yeah. So strange. All very, very strange. And again,
Yeah.
this is
Well, in my notes go something like this. Are you ready?
okay.
Feed me, Carl. We only have green beans. Okay, let's go. Hey, is that the phone ringing? Yeah, let's go back to the forest. Dude gets eaten. It's Lori. That's how my notes go over the show.
We could have. That would have been perfect. We could have just put it right there, and I could have gone, "Pardon, Papa." It's been the big end.
We're done.
Yes, but in the process, so in the process of her, when Lori says, "Hi, I'm in your brain, Lori," Rick, bemoans and his all of his mistakes. So he's kind of like doing Carl's litany.
Yeah.
Carl had covered all his failings. So he's like, "I did this wrong, and I did this wrong," and decides after he's unplugged the phone and all that, "We're leaving, Carl," and so they pack up because they're leaving Crazy House because clearly that'll make things all better. But as they finish packing,
I was gonna say, takes the phone.
Yeah, goes back to I need this phone.
Yeah, really, like Steve Martin. All I need is this phone. This bucket of pudding. Sorry.
These green beans. This Spanish to American dictionary. That's all I need.
Exactly.
But yeah, so now we've got Rick pretty much unhinged again, handled differently in the television show. Much briefer, less painfully, in my opinion, because the phone thing runs for a while.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, and less of it in the show.
Yes, much less, significantly less.
Spoilers. This goes on for a while, guys.
Yeah. The one conversation in this issue would have gone on for 2 episodes.
Oh my god, it was so bad.
At least a commercial break in it, but so they tightened that up significantly.
thank God.
And Herschel, and thank God for Herschel in the television show, kind of going, that's crazy, Rick. Don't do that.
You should hang up the phone.
That obviously can't work. And but yeah, we get it. It's handled differently in the comic, and so this will not. Rick's taking the phone with him for a reason, and we're going to find out what that reason is in future issues. So
maybe a little bit.
Possibly. Yeah. Chekhov's phone. That if you see it in the act, you know it's going to be used. So.
Exactly.
All right.
That wraps up issue 51.
It does. Live people count for this issue, 2 in the previous one, and 50. We had 3 live people in this one. Well, for a while, till the guy got killed.
2 1/4.
Yeah, 2 1/4. Yeah, 2 1/4. So 50 still remains champion of fewest live because this is 2.25.
Yeah.
For those of you scoring at home. How sad is that, by the way? I don't know if you're a baseball fan at all, but if you scored baseball at home, you're a sad individual. I'm sorry. And this would have been great to have the star for the more you know.
Sorry, star. There you go. Just pretend.
You have a sad life if you're scoring baseball at home. Not judging.
No.
No, not at all. Not at all. Right.
And for those of you who would like to know, that is Kelly Toole at KELLYTHUL on Twitter. Have at it.
If you got good reception in Mom's basement, whatever. So,
here we go.
Shoot me a tweet.
Bye, guys. Good night.